Hello and welcome to another episode of the Electric Norwegian. I'm Mats. This, you can all see what this is. This is a Honda E. It's a tiny little thing. It looks like a 70s Civic, which is sort of on purpose actually. Charging port here. Mirror pods. Small, but you can put the seats down and it works rather okay actually. Lent to us by Bilbutik 1. All the doors are frameless, by the way, which is a bit cool. This is my seating position. Now, can I fit in here? Look at the door cast, dressed in textile materials and all very... You know what? Actually, I can. I have room for my head, so I don't bang my head in the roof. I have room for my legs, and I have a leg switch. Yeah. Unusual placement of it, but it's full of these little nice touches, this entire car. Power sockets. 2 of them even. You have a cup holders there. No armrest. This is a very cool car from the outside. And inside, look at the door cards. So comfortable. Real textile. And the woodman. Look at this dash here. Yes, it's all screen, but look at the purity of it. It's like a 70s Yamaha hi-fi amp or something like that. It's just all nice, tactile, clean, simple. And this pod here for your 8-rack gears, one pedal drive mode, storage. This armrest is optional extra. This is a car about coupled little thing here for your phone. HDMI in, power socket, 220 volt power socket, so you can plug your PlayStation in here and play PlayStation on your screen. These are actually fixed a lot better than Audi. When I now put this thing in reverse, see, we'll get some lines here. I'll actually see where the car is. And if I now then put it in drive again, put the blinkers on, so the lines, see the lines there? Tell you where the edges of the car are. And the edges where the other car behind you should be. It actually works rather well, and the car is so tiny that you can just turn your head around. Here you can run a lot of things through this. You have your average trips and all sorts of things. And this home. Audio on off. CarPlay. So if you run nav here, for instance, no, not nav, but drive a trip computer, then you want to swap them, and you can just do this. You have all your other things. Your menu for the car, planning of the charging and all sorts. So you can also open the charger here. Sound system is very good. And here you have an auto park function. It's a bit strange to have that there, but that's what they chose to do. You can adjust the lighting of everything here, which is all nice. You can screen entirely off as well. So it's all sweetness and light then. And I like the way you can just easily just move things around. Really, I do like that. And the seats are very comfortable. And this sadly doesn't open, but it does let some light in. And you can close it. It all flows so easily. I mean, this is... And the steering wheel, it's so nice. Sadly, the heated steering wheel only works here. It's not very warm around it. I don't know why. It's supposed to hold it here, I guess. Let's get some coffee before we continue out in the rain. Yes, there's a bit of tire noise in here. Front windscreen is heated, which is nice. The blinkers have a very, very strange sound, but that's alright. The instrument cluster is, you can put whatever data I want up there, and it's clear, and I really like this thing. And the steering wheel is thin, and the turning in here, the turn in is just boom. It's just insanely dirty. It's really, really sharp. And the turning circle of this thing, well, I'll get to that. It's fantastic. It's really small. It almost turns around its own axis. 150 horses. Motor is mounted on the rear wheels. Car is 3.8 meters long, so it is tiny. But it is remarkably close to the concept car that they showed at some point, some years ago. That looked cool, funky, sweet and all of that, and this does exactly the same. And it's some cars make you happy. And this is one of them. This is a car that makes you happy. Not just because the car looks fantastic, but because it is a car that makes you happy. It's a fabulous little thing. It's fun to drive, it's comfortable, it's quick enough. It has adaptive cruise and like sort of crude lane holder and all of that. And a great sound system. And I do love the integration of the mirrors in here, because yes, they're a little bit wonky sometimes, particularly in the dark, but most of the time they're just, you get used to them. And it's just, and the use of textile all over the place. No dead cow, no fake plastic, nothing. It's just wood, textiles and some plastics in the interior. It's just clean, simple, and it all works. No, we're gonna crash, because you know we're not, because this thing is just, it's so tiny. You can get out of any situation very easily. It's just incredibly good fun. And when you sit here, you can almost see both the side mirror pods in your side view at the same time. You don't really see them, so they don't help, but they're there. And unlike in the Audi, where the mirrors are always obscured by a child seat or an arm or something, depending on how you sit with your arms when you drive, here you see them, they're there, and they're crisp and clear, even in the dark. They can get a little bit dark sometimes, but not very often. The only thing here is the regen on it. You have the paddles, and they're fine, and you have your button down at your gear selector, where you can select, you know, on or off, or on the one pedal drive. And the one pedal drive here is rather good. Oh, this is a quick little thing. It really is. 150 horses and around, I think it's around 300 Newton meters. Doesn't sound like much, but in a tiny package like this, it's enough. Not at 69 seconds, or not 100 kilometers in around 9 seconds. But when you're on a roll, you can just, it sort of pulls. And it's turning and the steering in this thing, you can just see for yourself, it's so dirty. And with that turning circle, when you're in a normal situation, you're gonna turn in somewhere, and you apply your average steering lock, you almost sometimes can just crash into people, because the car just turns so much more than you're used to. You have to sort of readjust. The seats are comfortable. There's a clean simplicity to the entire car, from the outside design to the lines to the inside, and the application of materials in this car, which you just fall in love with it. And the screens, easy to use. Mostly, this is a well thought out car. Everything here sort of falls easily to hand, most of the time anyway. As a city car, as a local runabout, this is fabulous. Is it a car I'm gonna take to Berlin? No, sadly not, because I would love to take it to Berlin, because it would fit in the city of Berlin, because it's a busy city. So a little car like this, you could dart around it. But you know, the range is limited. It does around 100 kilometers on the motorway, and it does around 200 kilometers on the country road. This is rough estimates. Maybe you can get a bit more out of it on the motorway. Now, it's getting colder outside, as you can see. Autumn is here. You know, it's not optimal. It's 11 degrees outside now in the morning, for instance. But if you're just gonna have your back and forth to office, maybe you have a kid, and the only thing with the back bench here is the seat isn't split. The seat back. So you have to just put the whole thing down in one unit. And if you have a kid back there, that's sort of, well, not optimal, shall we say. So, oh no, blast! I spilled coffee all over myself. One little bonus I came to think about. Since there is no mirrors on this, no actual mirrors on the outside of the car, when there's kind of branches and stuff sticking out into the road, at least I am normally constantly, oh my god, they're gonna scratch something or hit something. There's no mirrors here, there's nothing to worry about hitting, because the pods are so small that you're not gonna hit them anyway. And that's not a bonus, is that? One less thing to worry about actually braking. And when it comes to the corners, this really is good fun. This is where this thing really shines. But a relative instant power comes to it, and the turning and the turn in. Oh yes, and the compact size of it, so you can use a bit like in the street car. You can use all the road without ever being afraid of sort of running out of space. The only thing here is the regen. It's a bit on and off. It sort of turns itself off when you get up to a certain speed. So if you put it on the one pedal drive and you use one pedal drive, it sort of falls back from that. So you sort of have to turn it back on again. I love this turning circle. It's a city blaster, that's what this is. But it's one of the best ones out there, I think. The headlights are good, not perfect. You never get enough headlights, particularly not here in the north. But they're good enough, they're better than in some other cars. Yeah, it's a bit on the expensive side maybe, with it depends on what you want to compare it with. If you compare it with the Peugeot Air 208, which is a bit more range than this, but this is much more fun, and has much more tech and a better sound system. We have an average consumption now of 325 watt hours per kilometer, but I'm only mucking about also. But this is a great, fun little thing, and if it don't have the longest drive to the office in the morning, well, and the one pedal driving when you do engage it actually is rather good, I have to say. It only has 2 drive modes, sport and normal, so no eco mode here. It doesn't really need it. Let's face it, it's an EV, it's already as efficient as it can get, so why bother? Always thought eco modes on electric cars are a bit like putting, I don't know, water in a fish. It's just a waste of energy. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. It charges at one phase. I think it's 6.3 kilowatt or something like that. It's okay. It's a tiny battery, so no matter what you do, you're gonna use 4 hours, and it's finished. It's not really very difficult. The quick charge I haven't tried, but I'll find some numbers on it and put it down on the screen. Together with everything else I probably forgot. But this, the Mini, the electric Mini, and the E500, and the electric 500, the Fiat, they sort of cover the same small car segment. Granted, the Fiat goes a lot further than this. At least easily twice the range, if not even more than that. And then it's a little bit bigger, but they all have the same fun, funky setup. But that's for the tech, and as for the use of digital mirrors, which I've been a bit on, because it is, let's face it, you do need very high res screens to get that depth. Honda Fixed so far has the best solution to that. Far better than Audi, and sort of better than Tesla's as well. Apart from the screen is better than the Tesla, it's more high res and it's bigger. But it works very well in here. And it's just a happy car. It makes you happy. Puts a smile on your face. I don't know if you can put a price on that. So that's the Honda E, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.